back to my channel. Today's video is sadly a video that a lot of other YouTubers have made, and that is why I am no longer vegan. Okay, so a backstory. I went vegetarian cold turkey completely overnight and I was fine with it. And I was vegetarian for about 8 months. Just before I became vegetarian, I had to have a surgery for polyps. Now, if you don't know what polyps are, they're quite disgusting, but it's essentially a growth. Most people get it in their butts, but you can't get it in your throat. I got it in my throat, but we did not know what the root cause of it was. So I had had polyps for about 4 or 5 years, and when I had the surgery, the doctor that did my surgery said it was the biggest polyps they had ever pulled out. He was one of the best ENTs in the country, so the fact that he said that was crazy. So I was like, okay, maybe I need to try and do something to help this. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go vegetarian. And I went vegetarian and it helped. It honestly helped so much because I felt so much better. I was like, oh, this is great. He did say that the polyps could grow back, but it was unlikely that it would grow back. Essentially, when you can't breathe for about 4 years, like, it would physically block my nose and my ears and my throat. They said that if the polyps would have grown about 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters more, I wouldn't be able to breathe. It was blocking my airwaves so much that, like I said, if it was to grow 1 centimeter or 2 bigger, I couldn't breathe. So it was that serious. So I had surgery, I went vegetarian, and I was still eating dairy and eggs at this point. And I was like, okay, I feel great. And then maybe about a month later of me being vegetarian, I felt really congested still. And I was like, but this can't be possible because I have had surgery to remove these things, but then why is it still happening? And like I said, I knew this feeling like the back of my head, because I had this feeling physically in me for about 4 or 5 years. So I knew what it was like. And I was like, wait, no, this can't be right. So I was like, okay, it's fine. Maybe it's just like backlash of the surgery and stuff. So I was still vegetarian. I was vegetarian for about 8 months. And throughout me being vegetarian, I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll just go vegan. Maybe I'll just go vegan. Then my mom said to me, just towards me being the end of me being a vegetarian, she said to me, when I was younger, they thought I was lactose intolerant because apparently I would, obviously, like, children projectile vomit all the time in terms of like burping and everything, but she said I physically projectile vomited. It was so bad. I ended up deciding, okay, maybe I'll try it out. I'll try cut out dairy and see if it helps. So I cut out dairy, and I am not kidding you, within a week I felt so incredible. My first of all, it was great because I could now all of a sudden breathe again for the first time in like 5 years. But it felt incredible. My whole entire body just felt so open and it was crazy. So I decided after that week that, you know what, I'm just gonna stick off of it. I have never properly got diagnosed as being lactose intolerant, but I know that dairy does not suit me. I cannot deal with dairy. I mean, I'm an avid cheese lover. I loved cheese. I had cheese probably 2 or 3 times a day. I was an avid cheese lover. Cereal with like a heck ton of milk, you know, all of that stuff. Brie, camembert, all of that stuff. I loved it. But I was like, you know what? My health comes first. So I cut out dairy. I was like, okay, I'll cut out dairy. I felt incredible. And at this point I was still eating eggs. So I was like, okay, well, if I've cut out dairy and if I've cut out all types of meat, I may as well cut out eggs, because why not just go full throttle, full vegan? I decided to go full vegan. I have been vegan for about 1.5 years now, 2 years maybe? My dates are so messed up, but I was probably vegan for about 1.5 years. And I absolutely loved being vegan. When I did go vegan though, I did have some backlash because at that time veganism wasn't like massive. So I'd get backlash about, oh, why are you going vegan? I'm like, yeah, well, because I'm helping the planet, I'm helping myself, and I feel incredible. So I went vegan, and my friends all were like, yo, but I don't see you as a vegan. So I was like, well, you may not see me like that, but that's what I am now. I was vegan. I loved being vegan. It opened my eyes to everything. It opened my eyes to so much healthy food. And I've always been a pretty healthy eater, but it opened my eyes to kind of, this is where I was. It opened my eyes till about there. It was insane, and it opened both my parents' eyes because they saw how much happier I was, but also how much weight I lost. I lost so much weight, it was crazy. Like, it literally just, I can't click. It literally just fell off of me. It was incredible, and I felt great because I was like, you know what, this is great. I've never felt this incredible within myself. It was amazing. I felt so good. I didn't want it to change. The downside of it is I felt completely fine for maybe the first 4 or 5 months. I didn't realize this until about a month ago, that I had felt constantly tired since me beginning to be a vegan, maybe even like halfway through me being a vegetarian. My friends constantly would say, but Georgia, you look so pale, and I'm already a pale person, so for the fact that they're saying that I'm so pale must be something, because I can't tan. I'm pale, pale, pale. So for them to say I am paler was like something clicked. Something must have been wrong. But at the time, I was like, wait, no, but this is fine. It's fine. I feel great. Didn't realize how tired I was until I've honestly gotten to Scotland. So I have said before, I did feel very ugh when I came to Scotland. Kind of a month went by, and 2 months went by, and 3 months went by, and I was still feeling tired. And I was like, well, I'm out of this whole seasonal depression thing. Why am I feeling so tired? Went to the doctor and they took my iron levels. My iron levels, guys, your iron is supposed to be between 50 and 100. Mine was 9. Mine was 9. It was that low that if my iron would have dropped any lower, I would have needed an iron transfusion. And that's bad. So I was like, you know what, I'm actually, it's getting so bad, and I'm feeling so tired. And it wasn't to the point where it's like sometimes you wake up and you just want to go back to sleep. It was, I would wake up, my eyes felt so heavy that I would get up and I would do my everyday things, but an hour later I'd want to honestly go back to sleep. And it was so bad that I couldn't do it. Anyway, I was still a vegan, blah, 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 blah. I went down to England and I had a chat with my mom and my grandma. It was crazy. I think my eyes, first of all, I felt a lot better in England because first of all, it was like really hot weather then. So I think I just felt a lot more alive. But it was like something clicked for me in England. I think I realized that, wait, maybe my health and me feeling tired like this is a contradiction to what I have been doing. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna introduce eggs. I'm not going back to dairy because I can't. I know what dairy feels like to me, and it feels absolutely horrible. Dairy is out of the question. I am not going back to dairy. But I have started to introduce eggs. I have about 2 eggs a day, and I honestly feel like myself again. And I don't think I realized how fatigued I was throughout me being a vegetarian and a vegan. I didn't realize how fatigued I was, that I was just like, you know what, it's the health. I'm healthy, it's fine. But I can be healthy without limiting myself to all of these things. I am not having dairy, I'm having eggs, and in the next few weeks or a month or so, I do want to start incorporating fish or chicken back into my diet, as well as for that, just that added protein and the added vitamin B. I am still on iron tablets and I am on vitamin B tablets. The iron tablets got given to me after I went back from the doctor, because they were just like, you know what, no, this is actually so severe that there is something wrong with you. I didn't realize how tired I was and how bad I felt. I just thought I felt great, because I did. I lost so much weight, I felt incredible. But then on the flip side, I also didn't realize how sick I was actually making myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved being a vegan, and I still do eat vegan foods, because most of the time I would rather get vegan foods knowing they are dairy free and not having dairy. It was getting to the point where my health majorly started to decline. I told you, I started to feel incredibly tired, and my periods have always been very regular. I've always kind of gotten them towards the end of the month, the beginning of the new month. For the last maybe five or 6 months, about 5 months, my periods have come a lot later. And yes, okay, I mean, it's normal to have late, kind of a few days late periods when you know you're a virgin, if you get what I mean. My periods have always been regular. Ever since my first period, it has been extremely regular, so I never had to worry. But my periods immediately went from being regular to being 2 weeks late, 3 weeks late. Sometimes it would skip a month, but most of the time it was 2 weeks late. And I was like, wait, no, this is bad. And it was because my iron had dropped so low that I wasn't getting my period. There was no iron in my body, and I wasn't producing iron to have my periods. And you don't realize what it's like. Like, yes, we're all girls. We complain about having periods and it's sore and we're ratty and all of that stuff. But not having your period, you honestly realize how important that is and why you need it. And I'll be honest, now as I'm filming this on like the 20th of May, I still haven't gotten my period for April, because I get my periods at the end of the month for the new month. Yeah, so like if I hope, do you know what I mean? If I get my period for April, it's at the end of April into May. So I still haven't gotten my period for April. And it's the 20th of May as I'm filming this. So that is a bicky bad.
I am not bashing periods.
I am not bashing veganism. I loved being a vegan. I am still predominantly vegan, even though I am eating eggs, which I know is not a vegan, but I'm still not eating meat. I'm still not eating fish as of right now. I'm still not eating dairy, but I'm just eating eggs. So a part-time vegan, if you would call it. I'm not bashing veganism. I loved being a vegan. It opened my eyes to so much. It helped my body so much. But on the flip side, I think it has ruined my body. So I think what I need to realize, and what I have realized, is my health is important. And it was something that I kind of pushed aside, because I thought, I'm having this healthy food, I'm working out, I'm going to the swimming pool, I'm doing all these things for my body, I'm helping my body. But I also wasn't helping my body. I needed to step back a bit, and now I realize that yes, what you eat is important, but my health is important. Me upping my iron levels and upping my protein intake and not being the palest of the pale person. I'm already pale. I don't need to be paler than I am. And if that's a contribution as to what I am eating, I need to do change. So that is what I'm doing. I'm eating eggs. I am not eating dairy. I will never eat dairy because I can't. So still dairy free, still not eating fish and chicken and meat and all of that stuff as of right now. It will maybe change in the next 2 months or 3 months. I will give you guys an update, but that is just why I am no longer vegan, and I mean, I still watch a lot of vegan YouTubers. I still obviously make a lot of vegan food. I'm still predominantly vegan. It's just my health is important. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm going to enjoy my vegan puff pastry, which I still love. I still love vegan food. I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.